Attention gamers, we have finally made it. After countless hours in the lab, sleepless nights endlessly pondering what ADCs did to piss off the meta, I have found the build that, drumroll please, makes them suck slightly less. And no, this does not fix the absurd XP gap that leaves you 6 levels behind solo laners at all points in the game. You need to get a zillion to pocket piss on you repetitively to solve that one. But nevertheless, this build offers what others cannot. Introducing the lineup behind Rav's OP, ADC, just a variant of popular lethality builds but now self-declared totally original build to dominating the bot lane. Muramana aka the Evolver of Tears, build more, shed less. Ghostblade because peel is something that only exists on bananas in my elo. Whatever the hell kind of Nikes you want to rock, I don't care. Edge of Night, the I can't position but I'm still alive because this bubble means your hook can piss off item of defense. Last Whisperer because some asshat is always going to build armor. And finally, GA, to deter the Zeds to prevent the deads and to produce more feds. And so in this video I first spell damage with double D's and then I show how these items will lead to 4 times more honors in your games because the results of this build are no joke. If you want jokes, head to the Hardstuck Bar and Grill on comedy night. But then I said, give him a break, he's a Yasuo main. Alright, let's talk about this game, Raid Shadow Legends.
How about we don't?
Whoa, hang on there and picture this. You are just scouting Tinder one day and this red-headed bombshell pops up. Usually I am not into chicks with these provocative profile pics, but the bronze shoulder pad has me intrigued, so she got the right swipe. And wait, it gets better. Turns out this sexy, slightly terrifying chick freaking matches with me, so our first date I take her to the local tavern thinking we will just pop a few brewskis down to loosen things up, but no, this psychopath says she only eats lizards and alligators and I am not gonna say no at this point. We leave the tavern and I am thinking back to my place, but nope. She has other plans as she drags me to some highly armed fortress and legit starts taking out all the guards herself, asking me to freaking join in. So yeah, that's when I dipped. And word to the wise, don't swipe right on any chick who tells you to call her the War Maiden. Anyways, Raid's dope, and there's new updates in September like a massive rebalancing of champs to make PvP feel more fair, and I know the League of Legends players are all out there right now asking each other what balance means. But there is also a new forge coming where you can craft top quality artifacts and other dope things that may come in handy the next time a date turns into infiltrating an armed castle. Thank you, you guys have been great. Don't forget you can click the link in the description to earn a bunch of silver gems, energy keys, shards, and this pale skinned babe who is one of the best champs Raid has offered for free in a while. The game is free and available on both mobile and PC, so click the description link to give it a try today. Alright, to all the time stamping twerp dicks out there in the stands, go ahead and post your comments encouraging people to skip over the parts of my videos that I put hours of effort into. The rest of us will be waiting here slapping the like button on this video out of respect. And to prove that I didn't just snowball early, I had Riot match me with a 6 brain cell support, and someone must have stepped on his fight now button because the moron abruptly decides to show me what his engaged looks like when it hits absolutely nothing, and then he comes crying back to me about his failure only to make up for it by sitting and eating a purple prison to the face. So yeah, if you guessed that this one started off with my dumbass letting this clown show of a performance distract me from my early game midget murdering, then you sir, ma'am, are correct. And just to double down on this point, not a minute later I asked my support if I could try on as I'm a dumb shit dunce cap, and it fit pretty well as I got Fruit Looped Crystal Cucked and then Wombo Combo skin spotlighted by a surprise rabies wolf and a lizard going full colorful cannonball on me. But when you're 0-2 with bad farm and a support who you had to strap a bib on just to stop the brainless shitter from slobbering on his outfit, you can always resort to a quick game of psych bitch. I was in the bush as the lizard deploys her twin sister sex doll my way, and I pop out to inform her that I'm not above shooting midgets in the face to get what I want as the sky glitter shits on her, and I catch up to complete my first homicide. A minute later and my support is just continuing to gather data for his experiment titled What Happens When You Run in a Straight Line Toward Enemies as I wave to the morgue queue that clearly was given the wrong address. I tell Catwalk Rakan to go headbutt that bride's asshole so that I can load an entire gumball machine into my pistols before deeming this a good time to hit a flash greedy Rav donate some cash combo to trade kills. To which my support feels like he is qualified to flame me as if his performance thus far hasn't left me questioning if a drunk fetus missing 6 fingers is playing for him. But I opt to just say, yee. Anyways, this is 2020, so people are just trying to go next on everything, as I am getting ping flamed by our Shako mid as if the ADC with fragile fake titties should be the teams engaged, but I lend my support to the deer pacing back and forth on Morg's piss puddle before releasing a sparkle storm and watching my support lube himself up and rub his goat balls all over those thirsty ladies. Then, since I have my own pair of perky tits, I don't feel the urge to get caught staring at that snakes, which allows me to escape from the tooth-spitting escapade, as Bambi says that holding her ult during that entire teamfight was worth now that she got to use it on the already dead python. Then somehow, despite practically being a type 2 diabetic from all the Fruit Loops we ate early game, we took first tower bot and are now mid getting ready to spank the statue, but their jungler is very eager to show us how much he has been practicing for the long jump, but things get dicey, so I ask Goat Dick to lube up and get cozy with these meat spinners, and I switch it to W for Wombo. But Chippendale Charlie flashes just to take me for a ride, begging me to introduce him to the colorful caribou he sees skipping in our forest, so I oblige, but I say careful, that bitch has a habit of slipping ambience up people's assholes, and as long as the Triumph procs keep getting delivered, I am fin to come back in and join the boys as we finish off Slither Nips. I am now rocking the first 3 items in Rav's totally original OP build, and this death fetish bride doesn't want to hear about it, so I tap the tantrum tomato, which life hack resets my passive and lets me deliver that bang for the kill. Then I pause to assess the situation, because admittedly watching rabid wolves getting in fist fights with giant wyverns is not typically how I spend my weekends, but a bubblegum bath the bitches is the play. Our jungler calls in sick for the usefulness meeting, so we lose dragon despite cleaning up afterwards, and then set Bill to Bork so naturally he can eat 650 abilities and survive long enough to ruin my day. The boys have apparently deemed enemy blue buff a win condition for our team, so they decide a 3v3 where everyone has their own focus target is the best play, as I put on my flanky Frankie bra and land a well-timed right click on the snake to pretend I was here and helping the whole time. We chase the wolf and my ult shows up unannounced for no reason as we finish off Charlie. I guess everyone has slaying a giant flying dragon on their bucket list, because here we are again as purple hair dye Warwick is determined to get the right distance on his long jump this time, but his timing just wasn't quite there, so Mr. Waternoose handles the failure by busting all kinds of kneecaps onto him as the male stripper 2 gets pacified, and I once again inform the snake that she will not catch me staring at her tits, as I have a pair of them myself, containing both more girth and roundiness than hers. And it's worth noting my work here wasn't done, as I activated item number 2 to go sprintskis chasing after this bruised bride. I catch up and land an auto pop glitter drop into ult combo, waiting for Rift Alexa to say something, but she doesn't, so I run in to say I will sit in cage and you sit in fountain. I am close to completing the one build to rule them all when Mecha Moron Warwick thinks I am going to spectate him AFK murdering Hooded Henry, so I promptly inform him that proccing PTA makes things like my ult feel not so good, and then I put the shiny shitter out of his misery. The masses yet again are gathered around to try and be the one to tame this turquoise Charizard as a skybeam summons a 6-legged shit stain, but the murder of a 900-pound armored crab makes for a great picture, so I tell them to group up and say cheese to snatch the perfect shot, as Morg thought I said become cheese, so I wait for her to thaw out and then I chase down that slithering tooth spitter as Rift Alexa uses the Q word to describe the outcome of that fight. But this is League of Legends after all, so for some ungodly reason I am still getting pinged and flamed after that fight, so I guess I need to give my teammates an encore performance of Bubblegum Bath the Butt Munchers. I clean up the scraps, and then thanks to me obtaining the swirls of immortality, I fear not of this broken bullshit stripper trying to 200 years me as we take him down. This prompts my support to join in on the flame as well, which I am discounting as an endearing joke or something considering they have been comfortably riding tongues out in my backpack all game, but I decide to show them just how troll I can be by flashing into 3 of them getting chain CC'd and still managing to take out one of the piggies before procking my Jesus Christ reenactment as the game comes to an end. So let that game be Exhibit A in proving the power of building these 6 items, but I figured it would be worthwhile showing its power off on one more champ, introducing Counting Dracula. Okay, this one starts off how most of my games typically do, with me not respecting a thresh rubbing a half-chub bony wiener desperately slapping hoodlums to hit 2 first just so he can whip his chain lasso, and you guessed it, that shit works, so no heal on Rav coming back from an early recall, but luckily the Godfather himself got caught in the act of murdering our pet water crab and I make it back just in time to purple bean the Mafia man for the kill. A minute later and you just know these 2 are butt buddies IRL, as they are both sweating through their matching purple outfits trying to impress the other one by denying me any satisfaction of murdering these midget wizards in peace. But jokes on them, I just got done Amazon Prime ordering a 1400-pound snowball and I told the delivery man to drop it off right on the skinny purple bitch holding the pellet gun so that I could come in and yell for right in her face. Back to lane, and my support must like looking at my ass because he is insistent on playing 3 screens behind me, but luckily this loser with the lantern has the accuracy of an undercooked French fry, which results in him receiving a quick claw call. Oh, I forgot to mention that 1400-pound snowballs were buy one get one free, so you already know my card had 2 of those suckers, and even though this one was defective, the delivery man was determined to make it up to me. Then Thresh goes for the hook, and as our mid roams down too, he rides the fuckboy express right into danger, which results in him eating a massive blizzard queef. This leaves just the pink popo all alone against 2 of us, which you would think should be free, but this raven fetish amputee has his pants down, cheeks spread, just begging to take it up the chocolate starfish, which forces me to bail him out, but luckily that close call snaps some sense into him. Kidding, the moron immediately steps on a bear trap, eats a headshot, and then volunteers to give me and Kate some alone time. At this point I have lost my patience, so I zoom the hell out and whiff my first long boy. Then I take my good old time to build some suspense on the next 2 to make her sweat a bit before launching the big 4 on the bullet whore. We come back to lane, but no one is home because turns out the butt buddies were taking a romantic detour back to get shits on Vil, and now they are trying the classic gank our own lane strategy, which gets spoiled when Kate eats the claw. I deliver a thin beam and then toss them a bouncing bong before hitting that flash give me some cash combo. This leaves just that purple noodle noggin, so I wait for Swain to deploy his ground grab, and then I zoom out to fire a long boy right up his fudge cutter before panic spazzing at the sight of Mafia Man coming in. He backs off and says he'll visit later when his friends aren't dead, but unfortunately for him, we are stomping like horny elephants down here, and a fed Swain is straight out of the 200 Years Handbook, so no amount of fail flash hooks from Thresh will stop us as I launch the long boy simulator and try my best to evenly distribute my bullets. Shen comes dashing out of Thresh's poop chute and I toss him one more purple drank before he dies. Then I get in a right-click battle, which for some ungodly reason prompts my dumbass to heal as their Cassidon deploys the reflexes of a freaking viper by teleporting in 45 days after the fight is over. We have the siege going and the boys are thinking objective, while I am thinking group poop on the walking skeleton, so I check if the back door is open and lead the way, but the statue must have built a damn rapid fire cannon, which forces me to let the crew finish the job. Then unfortunately I can't be around to ask that shitter how it feels to have his cigar hit by cancel culture, but I managed to get a message delivered to him that politely requests he sit still for a minute. The siege is successful, so we decide to do a quick global tour with it, as their support shows that he can be just as stupid and useless in the mid lane as he was bot, so we promptly erase him. Then I thought I heard something in the forest, so I run over to check it out, and sure enough it's Don Vito coming in, so I dabble with Don for a second as he plops me in the smoking section, which I don't like, so I yell numbers in his face until he dies. Word on the street is that the top lane campus of the Red Robe Academy is getting a bit too comfortable, so I run up to slap a few of them around only to get in a little fender bender with the ninja, so I ask to exchange information, but that shitter is trying to pull off the hit and run. After a quick route I activate Keemstar speed and inform him that I saw his dumbass go into those bushes. Needless to say he dies, leaving Lantern Larry all alone, so I say you know the routine by now, pants down, cheeks spread, do not make me count to 4, and he gives in at 3. One more fight breaks out where the death notification makes me realize we have a rumble on our team, and unfortunately I couldn't make it to the party in time to avenge his killers, but a quick triangle of terror to fire a few warning shots at the little Peggies is enough to finish off the fight and prompt a surrender. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Rav's totally original best ADC build in the game. Stay tuned for some new content coming to this channel, like my long-awaited Teletubbies tier list where I plan to exploit Tinky Winky for being a useless purple shitter. Also, I just dropped new Hardstuck merch, so check the full description for the store link. Huge shout out to the Patreons out there financing these words. Pet your dog, jerk your ween, watch my raid ads, and brush your teeth tonight. Rav out.